So this story has some sad parts to it. And I grew up in this neighborhood, not in this neighborhood, but in a nearby neighborhood. So if you're from here and this story was your house, I'm very, very sorry. But you're going to learn something deeply personal about me. And so I think that should make up for it. Okay. So we start when I was I was very young. And I was very fortunate to be the only girl in my family, so I was very spoiled. And I had a few really awesome dresses. There were two in particular that I wore all the time. They were super comfortable, and even at that age, they had pockets. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, right? Dresses with pockets. And they were, one was blue and the other was like reddish pink, and they had like sleeves. So you understand how much I loved these dresses, that to this day I remember them. This is important because one night I was asleep, it was summertime, it was hot, and back in that time in my house we didn't have air conditioning. So I was like in my underpants, like 5-year-old me, maybe even younger, it might have been 4, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, it's super hot. My mom comes knocking on the door. She's like, "Baby girl, you have to get up. We are going to show you something." It's nighttime. I've technically been asleep. It's the summertime, so it's like, I don't know, 9:30 or whatever, and I've been asleep for 2 hours because that's what happens when you're little. And so my mom and my dad and my brother, we all walk down the street on this really hot summer night, and we cross the street into a part of the neighborhood that I never really go into, but it's really beautiful. It's near a park. And that night, like, the stars were out, and because I was little, you hardly get to see the stars in the summertime, and it was just a really gorgeous evening. And then we stop in front of this house where there's all these like flashing lights, and it's actually the fire department is there. And you can tell as we don't even have to get that close, smoke is billowing up from this house. It's completely on fire. And we just kind of stand there with everyone else in the neighborhood watching this house burn quite a bit. And it was amazing. I'd never seen a fire, like a real fire like that before. Like, we had gas stove, so there's that. But like, to see like an uncontrolled fire is very amazing, and it made a huge impression on me. And so we went home, and my parents were kind of talking about that, and I started to think about like, how could that happen and all of that stuff. And my mom says there's actually a young girl in their household, in the family who lived in the house, in their household, who's about your same age, and everyone survived. So there's that, of this fire. So that was a blessing. But they had lost like everything. This one young girl, like she'd lost all of her clothing, and my mom was explaining this to me. She's lost all of her clothing. She's like lost all of her toys. All of it's gone in this fire. And so my mom asked me, like, "And I know you love these dresses. Will you give one of your dresses up so that this child can have a dress to wear?" And I was thinking about like which one, and then I thought I got to give her both of them. Like, she has got nothing. Like, I'll give her both, because it really moved me. I really started to think from that evening, like, oh, what if she didn't have, like, she doesn't have anything? What if I didn't have anything? What if I lost all of my clothes in a fire? And also, this fire had happened at night. So I remembered like lying there in my underpants. What if that fire had happened at night, and then if I ran out of the house, I would have nothing. So my mom took the dresses, And we gave them to this family. And that is also the night, realizing that a fire could happen at any time, that I became a never nude. So that's my story. Thank you.